Scammell Explorer. Dates from about 1951. It employs that fantastic Scammell working beam rear suspension. Watch how his rear wheels rock like that as he goes over the undulations. The latest entrant is an AEC Militant Mark III with a light recovery trailer. So now the Scammell, the two rear wheels can move like so. The front axle pivots centrally. So sometimes you see photographs of these vehicles off the road with the axles at impossible, or what seem to be impossible angles. Six-wheel drive, powered by a petrol engine. A lot of these were used for commercial recovery after their military service, when it was quite common to remove the thirsty petrol engine and put in a diesel. You might get it up to 8 miles to the gallon that way. Nice to see so many preserved, and presumably these have all been driven here. Now here's the American Diamond T Model 969, equipped with what's called a twin boom wrecking gear, made by Ernest Holmes of Chattanooga, I think. The difference between the wrecking gear on the Diamond T and the Scammell is that the Scammell really can only do a straight line pull. It's got to be lined up with whatever it's trying to winch. The Diamond T, they can use either one of those two booms and swing it right out sideways so they can pull something towards the side of the recovery vehicle, or the two booms can be combined together, powered by big mechanical winches. I think it's got is it a Hercules engine? Hercules petrol engine? Very thirsty? Yeah. 2 miles to the gallon. He's either saying, go away, you're talking rubbish, or it does 2 miles to the gallon. So he's probably used a gallon of petrol crawling around here. Lovely vehicle. During the early years of the war, that had a closed cab, but from about 1943, all American vehicles started to adopt that open bucket-shaped cab, which gave the vehicle a lower profile and saved steel. Next to it, another Explorer. It's a shame we haven't got a Pioneer in here. The British recovery vehicle of World War II, which would have been the equivalent to the Diamond T, was the Scammell Pioneer. Very similar in appearance to the Explorer. Perhaps looks a little wider and not as high, but it doesn't have front-wheel drive. So the Explorer's got six-wheel drive. He's way, way up there, but I'm going to ask him a question. The British Army's standard recovery vehicle is a Foden. The AEC is the precursor to that. You could consider it's the last non-hydraulic recovery vehicle used by the British Army. Similar kind of crane equipment as Scammell. The recovery equipment on the AEC, I think, built by Thornycroft. The owner loves to bring it into the arena here. He almost always has a load. He's got the light recovery trailer hitched to it at the moment. But that can be used to tow a casualty, or the crane can be used to lift it, or it can tow direct. In 1939, when with war looming, they realised that they had nothing to tow tanks with. So they started buying Scammell Pioneers as tank transporters, as well in this recovery form, and as an artillery tractor. 24 miles an hour is all you're going to get out of it. Very, very simple, crude you might say, cab. Same type of opening windscreen. You'll notice in both cases the mudguards move with the wheels, very close fitting to the wheels. The big difference is that's got front wheel drive. Look underneath, you can see the differential. This hasn't. That's also got front wheel brakes. He's taken out the thirsty petrol engine. It's got a Rolls-Royce Eagle in it. But in concept, it's the same machine. Hundreds of these went into British military service in the early 50s. I think one stayed on the island of Belize until the late 70s or early 80s. Again, air brakes, see the brake connections. Come on, you're not here to enjoy yourself. turn my back so I can't see the mayhem that's inevitably going to go on behind me. I'm going to have to use a recovery vehicle to recover a wreck of recovery vehicles. I always think these look like big old friendly dogs. You just want to go up to it and pat it on the radiator. So if the Diamond T would like to nose across here, and the War of La France has got something on it, nose across, well, don't come in so you've got to go backwards, just go there. Right, this Diamond T, model 969. Medium, note that, medium recovery vehicle. Despite its size, this is not a heavy recovery vehicle. Now this is a different kettle of fish altogether. Although, strangely enough, its capability is not actually that far away from that of the Diamond T, but it's a much more modest, if slightly threatening, machine. Now, you remember what I said earlier, these guys often are sorting out the result of accidents. They've got cutting gear on board, they've got all kinds of pullers and separators. We always like to do everything by numbers. So that would carry Pioneer kit. There's a rack back there for gas bottles, so he could also indulge in using cutting it.